and welcome to KennyRoy.com. I'm Kenny Roy. This is the Ask Video Mail for the week of June 16th, 2014. Welcome to the site, to you new members. Welcome, really. And welcome back to all you old members. I'm so glad you're here. The Ask Video Mail is your chance to get your question in character animation or performance answered in a video just like this one, but I need your question if I'm going to answer it, so send it to webmaster@kennyroy.com. I go through all the questions and I answer the ones that I think will help the most people. There's no such thing as a stupid question, of course, and it is the best way to take advantage of the site. It is June. We are halfway through June, which means that we are freaking close to collabs starting to kick off. I put a video up on, let me fix the camera. Come on now. Can you get it on the ball? That's when I get right in between those two monitors. There we go. Can't see what's going on. He's like little monitors right there. He's like little camera keyhole. I put a Facebook, YouTube video on Facebook. And if you haven't seen that, go over to my Facebook, scroll down to last week, Friday I think it was, and watch that video. I just want everybody who is in the market or is thinking about this thing to apply for it, because the project is an insanely huge opportunity. It's not just an opportunity for students. It's a huge opportunity for animators on the whole, like as artists, because the project is amazing itself and it has so much going for it. Star attachments, people already looking out for it, major companies who know about the project, a produced Hollywood writer who has created it, and cut a deal with collabs, and here we are. It's an insane, like, perfect storm almost, but the opposite of perfect storm, perfect rainbow. Whatever, I'm going to go with that. You got to check it out, so please go to collabs.arconics.com and apply if you're at all interested, and I'd love to tell you about the project that we're doing. But this is the video mail, so let's take a look at the video mail type things we're doing. Glad you asked this question, Nicole, and I'm also going to ask sort of a related question that you asked as well. And here it is. Another one that she asked is, and I'm sort of answering both of these, is sort of like the recruiter psychology Ask Video Mail. Do recruiters like to see a variety of rigs on a reel to show the animator's versatility rather than the same character rig or rigs? Or does this really matter? I know you want your work to shine first, but would something like that help you stand out a little bit more? Along the same lines, people have asked multiple times, is it important to have a character that no one has seen before, a character rig that isn't overused? Like the Animation Mentor characters, Bishop is very, very, very well known, but is there a little bit of fatigue? The answer is there is a lot of fatigue with those characters. It is great to have a completely unique character rig, partly because, and here now we're going to get into a little bit of the recruiter psychology, okay? Partly because first thing the recruiter is looking for is to be able to distinguish whether you are a experienced animator that has some production shots, or if you're an inexperienced animator that has no production experience, okay? That is really, I mean, it's two categories right up front that you're going to get lumped into. And there's no two ways to slice it. It really just does come down to that. Or do you have production experience or do you not? I don't want to make everything back in like another advertisement for collabs, but that is the idea behind all production experience-based courses, is to give you a chance to create something that doesn't look like student work and is created within a pipeline. That's the only reason why you do that thing, is to break out of the catch-22. You can't get these really good production jobs unless you have production experience. How do you get production experience unless someone will give you a production job, right? So yes, to answer that second one, I know the question that I put on screen wasn't that, but to answer that second one, yes, it is really good to have a variety of rigs on your demo reel and to avoid some of the ones that have a lot of rig fatigue, we'll call it. Getting a little bit into the mind of a recruiter, it's because they immediately separate you into like has production experience or not. And sometimes they'll look at your resume just to determine that. But reading a resume takes a lot of time when you have to, you have like 400 or 500 reels to get through in a week. Okay, and that's how many submissions some of these big places get when they put a job posting. ILM, Pixar, Weta, DD, Sony, they all get like 400 or 500 applications in for one job, for one spot. Okay, so just think about that. All right. But to go back to the original question that has the that the question was based on is you embedded on Vimeo. Here's another thing. I hate to say it, but recruiters, and I know this a little bit from experience, okay? Recruiters are kind of digital sleuths, all right? You have a Vimeo page, and you send me a link with your demo reel, and then up at the top it says like the rest of Nicole's videos. I watch every single one of those. Of course I watch every single one of those. And if you get some really nasty animation on there, it will count against you. You have to always be putting your best foot forward. Okay? Consider yourself like a brand. Consider yourself like a company that has an outward facing like a facade, and the truest definition of that. Like you have like your retail facade, and then you have everything in back. Okay, and you're working on stuff and you're making stuff better and you're improving and you're always getting, a little bit further, but then you only let people see exactly what you want them to see. Okay, that's your facade. Okay, it's very important. You can't get caught looking like you are a student that has no production experience and like not a lot of stuff to show for it. The worst thing that can happen, and this has happened, and I've made, I hate to say it, but like if I have, to hire people like sight unseen, every once in a while, if I know that I'm, friends with somebody on Facebook, I sometimes will go on Facebook, and I'll see if there is a public profile, I'll see how much of their stuff is like animation related. If they're really sort of like entrenched in the industry, if they're really interested and excited about animation and going to animation things or posting their works in progress for their friends to see or whatever, or if every single photo of you is like drinking on Lake Havasu, all right? And I know it's kind of, a little shifty. I have to admit, it maybe is a little shifty to be using that kind of stuff against people, but just think about it. You have total control over those kinds of things, okay? So if you want to be taken seriously, then you need to start thinking about yourself almost as a company, all right? And always be putting your best foot forward, okay? Now I don't discriminate based on race or religion or gender or age or anything like that. It's only the attitude that I see. Another thing that I do hold against people. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. Maybe this is sort of like the first rule of magic. The first rule of recruiting is like you never tell people what all the tricks are that we use when we're actually hiring people. One thing that I also look at is on that Vimeo account, if it says, like, let's say you say here's my newest reel or whatever, and the title of the reel says like winter 2014 reel, right? So ostensibly you made it for right now, right? But it says like uploaded in January, or it says 2014 reel, and it says uploaded in January. Now it's June. If there's nothing on Vimeo in between January and June, I'm going to be thinking to myself, well, I'm going to look on the reel. I'm going to see like, okay, is there any projects? I'm going to look on the resume. Okay, were they working up until now? What are you doing? Why isn't there any new work? If you haven't been working, how come there's not new tests? And new stuff. Like if there was new tests between when you upload that demo reel and right now, then I would watch those tests on Vimeo. Or maybe I would see them like on your personal web page or your blog or your Facebook page or whatever. So I guess the bottom line is we kind of are digital stalkers. We want the whole picture, all right? Because the scary thing is, and this is what I've been trying to be kind of behind you guys on your side, sort of like pushing you in the right direction so that you can break through the situation as it is set up. But as a recruiter, I kind of am the enemy a little bit, and I'm trying to equip you guys with all the ammo you need in order to beat the system that I'm a part of. But the fact is that we kind of have to be like detectives and almost like digital stalkers. We have to be. You don't like running a small business. I'm responsible for this budget. What if I waste all my time interviewing people and I don't find anybody, and then I have to hire somebody sight unseen, and I need to know that they're going to work out for me? What am I going to do? I'm going to base it on their reel, right? And the reel and the resume. But you are not your reel. And I've told you guys this a million times. You're not your reel. You're not the shots on your reel. If I want the shots that are on your reel, I can't pay you for them and then you give them to me. And then I have that animation, and I can go off and sell that as a studio. It's not how it works. You are your workflow. You are your process, and you are how many times out of 100 when you throw that dart at that dartboard do you hit a bullseye? Okay? And a bullseye is when you start with a clear idea in your head and it ends up on screen. All right? That's a bullseye. How many times can I count on you to take notes, to take direction, follow direction, make it your own a little bit, put a little bit of special sauce on top of that, whip it all up, and make something amazing out of a shot? How many times out of 10 can you do that? All right, 40 or 50% of the time, 60 or 70% of the time. Now we're starting to talk like like a hireable animator. 75, 85% of the time, yeah, that's someone that I want to work with. 85 to 95% of the time, lead animator, senior animator. 100% of the time, I don't think it exists. All right, but I'm still going to be looking out for it. All right, so you are your workflow. You are not your demo reel. All right. How do we assess your workflow from a demo reel? Is it showing your works in progress? No. It's not showing your works in progress. It is showing a demonstrated commitment to improving your process through a lot of work. And if you don't have a ton of time, a lot of work means a lot of little things. And I didn't mean to turn this back into an advertisement for the Anim Gym. Excuse me. But if I saw a 30-second reel that was 10 perfectly animated 3-second shots, I'd be like, well, thank goodness the average length of a shot in a TV commercial is like 3.5 seconds. Because this person did 10, and I'm going to look at that Vimeo link. This person did one perfectly animated 3-second shot a month, Anim Gym, in their free time between when they uploaded their demo reel and right now. This person's working. This person's working on workflow. Okay? So it's a gamble hiring somebody. So you can't blame us for taking every opportunity we can to learn a little bit more about you, even the things that you don't want us to know about you. So to answer the original question, Nicole, and thank you for asking it, absolutely create a new Vimeo account that just has your demo reel on it. But I will caveat that, okay? Because you don't want us looking at your works in progress, but that Vimeo account better be demonstrative of a commitment to workflow and not a 6-month-old demo reel with nothing else to show for your time, okay? So there you go. All right. Remember, always be cutting out of your demo reel. Always be taking stuff out. You make one brand new thing that's great, and you have a 2-minute reel. cut something out. Don't add it to the reel, especially if it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes is like the cutoff. Even the best reels in the entire world should be no longer than 2 minutes. 1 minute is perfect. Okay? 5-6 shots, maybe 8-10 shots if they're a little bit shorter. A minute, get in, get out. Even at a minute, I would say cut something out in order to put something in. That's really fantastic, especially those student shots as well. Bouncing balls with tails, pendulums, none of that. No sketches. Anyway, I'm getting into sort of general demo reel advice, and I've given you that 1,000 times. Plus, it's easy to find it online, so I'll stop there. But thank you for asking that question about recruiters. I'd like to get a little bit more psychological with you guys about recruiters. You can send questions related to that if you have questions, and I'll answer them. But it is a little bit of a cat and mouse game. It's almost like online dating, you know. You kind of have to figure out exactly who you're dealing with before you hire them, because in the end, it's my butt on the line. It's not really yours. You might have trouble, you know, getting your shots for your demo reel from me if you blow it, but I will have trouble staying open. So all the risk is on me. So recruiters take it very seriously. So anyway, thanks a lot for that question. Please send more to webmaster@kennyroy.com. Remember, you always get 2 free days added to your account here on kennyroy.com whenever you send in a question. I still honor that, even though we had that big competition. I still do that for you guys. It's been a lot of fun. I'm Kenny Roy. Thanks a lot. Good luck with your animation. As always, rock on.